Welcome to Spirited Reviews. My name is Randy.
I'm Justin.
I'm Norm.
And I'm Zach.
Our goal today is to give you honest reviews, bold takes, and questionable wisdom. What are we drinking today, Justin?
Well, today we're going to do part one of our Wild Turkey Distillery series. The Distillery series is like shelf available products from these distilleries. Then we're going to go through and have our ratings so that people can reference those and kind of find out whose palate they align with most. And that rating sheet is going to be in the description to the video down below.
Yeah, so I think what we'll start with tonight is this Wild Turkey 101, just your standard shelfer, and then we'll do the Wild Turkey 101 Rye, which I'm excited about. I haven't had it in years.
All right, well, we'll get started with the bourbon. This is pretty much, I don't know if rumored or stated, to be between 6 to 8 years old, a blend of 6 to 8 year old barrels. 101 proof, as it says in the name. The mash bill for Wild Turkey is 75% corn, 13% rye, and 12% malted barley. And we're dealing with like a $21 to $25 bottle, depending on your area.
And while we're getting into this, if you like our content, you like what we're doing, do us a favor and like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button. It really helps us on our journey to becoming an honest review channel that is for the common man and woman.
And thank you, Justin, for sending out the sample. We're all drinking the same thing, so
we all drink from the same bottle, so that way we try to limit any variation in batches and things like that.
So if it's bad, it's all the way bad.
Yeah, so I'll get started on the nose. So I get like a little bit of nuttiness, and then the little like sweet oak. I get a slight cherry. It's not a heavy cherry or anything, just a slightly medicinal. I'll pass it to you, Norm, while I think about this a little bit more.
I was getting a bit more caramel over the cherry, right? I get the cherry, but I get it's sweet. I was looking at the bottle that you sent. This is the new label, which, you know, people say could be sweeter. They change recipes. I don't know, but this smells sweet. Caramel.
Yeah, these are both of these specifically are brand like new batches. I wanted to get the most recent batches of these just to make sure we have what is shelf available for pretty much everybody right now.
Yeah, and just for everyone's knowledge, this bourbon is a bottle from 2024 specifically, but new label. I definitely get the cherries that Justin mentioned. The very like bright red sundae that stain your, whipped cream or your ice.
Oh, Zach froze.
Style cherries, and I'm also getting like a vanilla pod, not necessarily extract, not like vanilla ice cream, but like a vanilla pod. And then I definitely also go with Justin's nuttiness, but it's kind of like, I don't know if you guys have I'm sure you do, but the German roasted nuts vendors in the mall, like a stale version of that.
I'm stuck on your vanilla pod. I don't think I've ever had that note before.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing a lot of baking and stuff like that, you're dealing with like, is that what you're talking about? Like a true vanilla pod, Zach?
Yeah. Like if you want to get really good vanilla flavor, you want pods and you scrape out the beans.
You fancy. You're fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting a lot of nut. I love what you said about like the older, like I'm getting almost like a stale nut to it. Like it's been there for a little while on the back end for sure. It almost reminded me of like, you get the paper bag of nuts from the ball game and they sit a little bit longer and like you're like, oh, these are done. Yeah, that kind of nose. Definitely in the beginning got sweet, got a lot of sweet oak. I did get the caramel. I did get a very sweetness, not like a cherry to me. It was more like almost like a mixed berry, like a stewed mixed berry. I was picking up a couple different berries on it, but nothing specific.
Yeah, I could see that. It doesn't smell young to me.
No, it does not.
No, which is kind of surprising. Like I haven't had regular 101 in a while, and this is what, from the question from one of our previous episodes, this is what I started on. So,
All right.
Yeah. Well, with
Yeah.
that, let's get this on the palate,
Yeah.
boys.
Cheers,
Cheers,
guys.
guys.
So right away, that wild turkey spice, it's a palate, explodes. I mean, it is what it does, and I love it. Instantly my taste buds are awake. My mouth is I'm getting saliva build up. It's like it's just engaged, ignited. Obviously, it's a 101 proof. It's viscosity is decent. Nothing to write home about in my opinion. Mouth coating covers the mouth nicely. I'm definitely getting the nut,
Yep.
the oak. Now, instead of it being that stewed fruit that I got in the nose, I am getting a little bit of a cherry, but more of a medicinal cherry than a maraschino or a dirty cherry. Almost like a cough syrup cherry.
I'm with you there on the cough syrup cherry. I can't really add much else to what you just said. But for not having this in a long time, this tastes better than I remember. To me, man, I don't really have much to add to what you said, but I don't really have any complaints, especially for the price point on this. This is killer for the price.
Yeah, I got three things. Well, I guess four things. I didn't get the nuttiness on the nose like you did, Randy. I get it on the taste, on the palate. It's sweet, it's cherry, and it's orange. It's all those things. This is what I think about when I think about wild turkey, right? This is like the baseline kind of what I'm looking for in wild turkey product, and I'm getting it full fledged here, and it is better than I remember. So it's good.
Yeah. The nuttiness on the nose doesn't really follow the palate for me. Can be good or bad depending on what you're getting on the nose from nuttiness. But for me, it's just mainly just the signature caramel, baking spice, stuff that we always love about wild turkey. So I mean, it's great and it's revered for a reason. And this is what the cheapest bottle we reviewed so far.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that it's not going to be the worst scores we've given so far either. So
Yeah.
there you go.
So I have a question then. So both of you made this comment that it's better than you remember. Do you think it's better than you remember because the product is better, like this batch is better, or do you think it's better than you remember because your palate is more experienced and when you used to drink this,
It's got to be a
bottle?
Yeah, it's got to be a combo of those things. It's
full
a
circle
long time.
for me.
Yeah.
Right. So, you go on this journey of whiskey, and Justin, you start off on Wild Turkey 101. That might have been college stage. You might have been misusing it a little bit, but
I don't know what you're talking about.
you have you start here, then you go for the next thing, and you kind of forget about these, right? And then you go back to it and you're like, this is solid. Like, this is really good bourbon. And I mean, obviously they know what they're doing. Legacy Distillery putting out something like this, $27. Justin, how much is it in your area?
Less than that, it's like 21.
Okay.
You can get the big handle for almost 30, I think like 32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, the only thing else I could add for this is having this regular 101 again. And we did on our own, and all of us have the 70th. Having those more recently for us, that gets me so excited for the 8, which we're going to have coming up soon. But I'm
on the way, boys.
Having the 8 be a normal shelfer, probably more into 26, I think is what they said. It's going to be a smaller release in 25, bigger release in 26, as far as the 8 year. Man, that on the shelf, having these options, that's awesome. I think Wild Turkey's headed in the right direction there.
The reason why I asked that question is because I've found this to be true with myself, that I've gone on this crazy journey of all these. I keep chasing this unattainable like goal to find the perfect and the perfect, and you're along with that chase is a lot of money, and when a lot of favors, a lot of bottle trades, whatever it is that gets you those bottles, and when you get to that point, it's something that all of a sudden you come back to something as simple as this. It is attainable and it's easy, and you kind of think to yourself like, what the hell am I doing? Like what is
Yeah.
because this is good. This is bourbon. This is what I mean. Everybody I know, not everybody, can't say that. I'm sure there's somebody out there, but there are very few people that wouldn't enjoy this pour. It's like, man, we are.
So Randy, who is this for today? Right? You think about all the people that you know that have bottles, that have chased, that done everything, to people that are getting into it. Who is this for?
It's for everybody. That's the golden thing of it. It's literally for everybody.
It's for everybody.
Maybe that's a good viewer question.
Yeah.
Who do you guys think it's for?
Yeah. Right.
For me,
If it's something regular you're drinking, Zach.
Yeah, like what Randy said. I think it's for everyone. I don't think you ever outgrow this bottle. I mean, this was my well pour at my wedding. This is the standard of which I would hold, pretty much every bourbon to, especially at the price point. And I can enjoy it. We all can enjoy it. Everyone can enjoy this, no matter where you are in your journey. As long as you enjoy whiskey, bourbon, you're gonna find something to like about Wild Turkey 101, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Even if it's in a cocktail.
Even to that point, like we're excited for the 8-year, we're excited for the 70th, but those are double the price of this at least. So it's like, I mean, this is attainable. This is not that $50 isn't attainable for most. I'm not, but this is attainable for everyone. Everybody. I mean, you can get this for the price of 2 coffees at Starbucks, basically. I mean, that's you can have a whole bottle. I don't know. It amazes me sometimes when I circle back to a product like this, and like we had that the other day with Green River Full Proof. It's like this is just good.
Yeah.
I think this is
on it.
Yeah. All right.
I think this is like a standard too. Yeah,
right.
like he was saying, I think this is like a standard. Just like Rare Breed is kind of a standard for their certain price points. I think.
All right.
Let's
start off with the score.
You wanna put up the fancy new rating sheet, Randy.
Oh, I could do that for us. The new fancy. Hold on, everybody. This is a credit to Justin. He made it very pretty and beautiful.
Yes, there it is. So when I think about this, I think about the use case for it. Tasting it tonight, I'm going to be in the high 7s. I would say it's shelf worthy. I wouldn't. I know we say display it, and you're not going to impress anybody with the way this looks. But I think once you pour it, it'll impress people. I think we give it a 7.9. I think it's shelf worthy.
Okay. I'm going to come below that. I'm going to say 6.7. But, I mean, I know it says splittable up there. I mean, am I splitting this bottle? Not really. I'm probably buying this.
I was going to say, you cheap son of a...
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. No, I'm buying the full bottle. I'm using it. I'm bringing it to share. I'm introducing people to slightly higher proof bourbons with this. Hey, if you can get to this level, and I can take you to some other pours that you'll really enjoy. But this is kind of like the clearing post for getting into 100 proof plus. So, but yeah, I mean,
Zach, you're saying you're not replacing this when you run out. You're not going to buy.
I currently don't own one, so yeah, that would be
okay. That checks out. You had enough.
You
had enough at your wedding.
Well, yeah. I bought handles for that, but I mean, I've got the 70th. I'll get the 8-year when it's available in my area. I've got Wild Turkey 12-year. I gave all of those 7 to 8, and I do like all those more, and I'm willing to pay the price to get those over this. So that's why I'm where I'm at.
Okay, so I love what Zach just said, because that's exactly where my mindset is this is for everybody, but it's not something I'm going to keep necessarily on my shelf. It's going to be, I have a party coming up, I'm going to go grab a bottle of it to have for the party. If I don't have it in between that, I'm going to be okay. And there's a reason why. And Zach said it, the 70th and the 8-year, if I'm going to have a bottle to drink, it's going to be those. I did enjoy those more. Well, I don't know about the 8, but the 70th, for example, and I'm assuming the 8 is going to be around the same thing.
All right.
I'm at a 6. I'll give it a 6.9, a little bit higher. I'm close to putting it at that shelf worthy. I mean, but it's not a splittable bottle like Zach said. It's a good cost for that, but it is a bottle share bottle. It is a party bottle. It's a bottle that I have to share with people, but I really don't necessarily care if I have it to have often.
Splittable in the sense that we're gonna share it with people.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Shareable
Yeah.
bottle.
Well, I mean, the good thing about saying it's splittable is also that you can buy a little 375 of this one on the shelf too. So
Yep.
they come in all sizes,
Or even bigger
So-
if you really like.
or yeah, even bigger.
Yeah.
So, this is tough because like I almost want to give it like a higher score, like similar to Norm, just because the value is crazy. But I think like realistically compared to other things, I'm right. I'll be right at a 7. I think it's a shelf worthy thing just because I want to keep it all the time. But and I think it deserves a 7 for the cost and everything. I think it's just a solid bottle.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Yeah,
As far as like
Great pour.
entry wild turkey stuff. So
Yeah.
Well, with that, let's get into the
All right.
rye.
Guys. Oh, and while we take a break and get this rye poured up, you guys check out the link in the description below for our Discord. So join us there. We're talking bourbon. We're hanging out. We're having a good time. We're sharing store links. We're doing samples. You name it. It's a great community. We're looking to really build it and get some of our best friends and make new friends in this whiskey space, because that's really what it's all about for all of us. So
And
we'll
with that,
get into the
you want me to? Yeah, I'll get into the mash bill and stuff, and you can go ahead and start
Okay.
nosing it. So
right.
the other one is a 101 rye, still 101 proof, and this one's going to be a minimum 4 years old. It is 51% rye, 37% corn, and 12% malted barley, and it's about $24 MSRP on the shelves here in Total Wine and some places. So.
full transparency, I've had this one time. So
Same.
yeah, we'll see how this one goes.
I'm going to be even more transparent. The only time I've ever had this was in a cocktail.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah, right. Well,
Yeah, today it's neat. So
Yeah.
let's go.
so have you guys done the tour at Wild Turkey?
Yes.
Since they've reopened?
Yeah.
And-
no,
and the new-
I haven't been there
okay.
since.
Okay. They do give this on the tasting, and they say Jimmy was so against doing a rye, so he does the barely legal, right? The 51%, right? Because I think Wild Turkey does what they do really well, and that's their bourbon. So I'll start with the nose.
And I will say, if they do that on the tour, then I have had it neat, and I don't remember it. So
Yeah.
because I was more excited about what was coming after it than anything else. Because we did me and Aiden for his 21st did the Rick House, the old Rick House tour, and that was
It's great. Man, I'm getting. Man, it is very. There's that rye bread, but that's the faint part about it. It's a bit more. It's not so mint. It's not so dill on the nose. It's not so off-putting. Like for me, those notes I don't get down with as far as ryes are concerned. But it smells just kind of dusty. I don't know, and I'm not using dusty in a good way. I don't think. I think it's a bit musty. There, I'll switch it to musty. That's what I'm getting on the nose.
it went from sounding good to sounding bad quickly.
It's like there's like a block on this nose for me for some reason, and attributed to dusty, musty, whatever you want. I mean, it's kind of like holding it back just a little bit. Getting rye spice, like fresh baked rye bread, like warm out of the oven. That smells great. Love that part. I get the caramel from it being probably, the high corn percentage, and obviously the wood. But I guess I'm getting like a herbalness too.
Yeah.
I mean, and full disclosure, I've only had one Wild Turkey rye I've actually enjoyed. Most of the time, it's a little bit too citrusy, a little bit too, herbally for me. So we'll see how these hit me tonight.
Yeah, I mean, so for me, I don't know if it's because allergy season has hit or what. I mean, I'm having a hard time getting a nose on this. It almost feels tight. Like I would say the nose feels tight. I'm getting a green tea / herbal tea for sure. I mean, I keep getting. I know this is gonna sound terrible, but I keep getting like a whiff of like a citronella candle. Like
I'm with you there.
I mean, it's like I keep getting it. And I'm trying to get away from it. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, no, I don't want that. Like, it's like
It's
too much.
It's almost like a green wood. I would almost say it's almost like a green wood. It's along those lines. But other than that, I feel like I think I agree with all you guys. I think it's like a muted nose, or it's closed off, or however you want to interpret that. I think it is like tight. I think it's one of those where it's like, it's just, I don't know if it's not a lot, but it definitely smells sweet. And then I get that slight like herbal green wood type note, and that's about it. So not the best nose, not the best nose.
All right,
So,
get on the palate. See if it.
yeah, let's get it.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
boys.
I'm pleasantly surprised from what I got on the nose.
I am too.
I mean, that's all. It's literally all I got right now. I mean, it's like I am pleasantly surprised. I was literally like, I think we were all kind of like, cheers, here we go, and it was like, see. But what do you
This
got?
bottle is from 2025.
Okay.
Since we have that information handy to us, I'll let you, the viewer, and know. I'll get started on the palate since I'm already talking. It's a rye, but it's a very flat delivery for me today. It's not hitting me bad ways, but it's not hitting me good ways either. It's just sort of like, yeah, man, I'm here, rye. I mean, it's like a little bit of, you definitely get the barely legal rye aspect of it, but it's not hitting the rye notes that I'm looking for.
So for me, pleasantly surprised because I was expecting it to be very herbal and that weird citronella thing going on, and I was expecting, kind of heard what Zach said in the background, like the citrusy, and I was just expecting to be either very, very lame or too much, and I think it's a good solid base rye. I expected it to be much worse, and I get a lot of the almost the burr rye characteristics of it, where it's, as they said, it's a barely legal rye. So I mean, it's got the same characteristics of the bourbon, with obviously being more rye spice. But yeah, I mean, it's a decent pour.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed this. I was hoping you guys hadn't had it much, because I was hoping it would surprise you guys a little bit, because usually this does surprise people. I get more spiciness on it. Like, I actually enjoy it a little bit more than the bourbon, the 101 bourbon, just because it gives you a little bit more of a ride. The bourbon is sweet, and it just is. It's good, solid. This one I feel like gives you a little bit more of a ride, and it's more surprising and gives you more pop rocks. And I think that is interesting, and I like that about these. Very Sagamore-esque to me, which makes sense with the mash bill.
I'm surprised by it based off the nose and what I was trying to be nice about it. I do get I get that barely legal rye on it, but it does come through. The spiciness definitely comes through. The citrus comes through. It's not sweet to me at all on the palate. I'm surprised. I'm glad you sent it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, it's actually surprising because it's definitely hitting me sweet.
Really?
Like, yeah, it's like
maybe I need to go bigger.
Like
I get a little sweet and sour with it a little bit.
Yeah.
I definitely get sweet. I'm with you on that. Like, I'm getting it. I'm picking up some sweeter, like a melon. There's something to it, like a cantaloupe almost.
I'll say semi-sweet. There we go.
That's fine. Norm, there's
No,
4 of us. We can
cantaloupe.
disagree.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. We're good. We're good.
Yeah. But the question is, before we give rankings, this is what, $25?
24.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's
24?
like $4 more than the bourbon.
What other affordable shelfer ryes are out there in this price range? Let's just say under 35, right?
Green River?
The Green River is the only one I can really think of. Like when I think about it, like comment below, guys. Think about like what ryes you're grabbing for a neat pour and a cocktail. Like that's under $35.
Yeah.
No.
And Vision, you're putting in a blind. What are you going to put up against this?
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I mean, I'd be curious. I'm thinking I'm literally stirring my brain, and I'm like, I mean, Green River.
Yeah, this could be a sleeper in a rye blind.
I mean, maybe Saz. I mean, Sazerac rye. I mean,
it's like some of the Heaven Hill ryes would be a good competition to this.
Yeah,
we're getting ratings.
Yeah,
I don't know if there's much else to say besides let's just get into the rankings of here.
Yeah. All right, here it comes.
I guess I'll kick us off again.
Yeah, I was gonna say okay.
I'm gonna go 5.1. I had this in mind because it's kind of hitting me with the same effect that the Green River rye did, where actually I think that the rye characteristics are stronger in that pour, and that's probably due to it being a higher rye percentage than this one. But I think this also could just be a cocktail hero for you if you want a little bit more sweetness than rye aspect, but and bump the proof up a little bit, so you get a longer finish, you get the pop rocks, you get less rye influence. So I think the 5.1 is where I want to be at. It's a really good mixer for me.
Yeah, so I'm going to go 5.5. I think along the same plane, if I had to choose between this and say Green River as like my mixer for cocktails, probably leaning more towards Green River. I think that's going to stand up better in a cocktail. I think this isn't strong enough to really hold its own. As a sipper, though, it's a nice introduction to rye for people. I would highly recommend people that want to try and get into rye. This is a barely legal rye, and I think it's something that is going to be easy enough for you to drink and find some characteristics in a typical rye without it being overly powerful.
I'm probably right there with you, Randy, about 5.5 on it. I like it a lot, and I actually prefer it over Green River. I prefer it over Bardstown, the rye. I prefer it over most in that price range. I feel like it punches above its price pretty good. The tough thing is I don't know how well it holds. It'd be a very specific cocktail, but and then it goes up against what we're going to taste in the second part of the Distillery series, so which is tough, which I've had a bunch. So knowing that, like you knew about the high wheat going up against that, it's like I can't really go higher than a 5.5 because I know what's coming in the value there. So 5.5 for me.
Just quickly though, so Justin, you like this more than the bourbon. Did your score reflect that?
No, because I feel like because the bourbon is more,
the use case for the bourbon's better.
Higher.
Okay. Yeah,
and
higher.
I'm saying I rated it a 7 because I wanted the bourbon on the shelf all the time because it's great to mix and share. This one is tough to have the same use case for, even though I like it better. The problem is what it's going to go up against soon is tough. So
knowing what's coming is always the thief of it, right? When I think about this, when I look at this, I'm okay when it's gone, right? So I'm leaning where Zach's at, and actually, as we talked through it, it brought me up a little higher than Zach. I'm not quite a 5.5, probably a 5.2. Yeah, 5.2. But I'd be okay when this one's gone. I think for the value, there's better things out here than this. Get the 101 bourbon. Skip the rye. There's better ryes.
Yeah, agreed.
Huh?
Yeah. Right. I mean, I don't think there's much to add to that one.
No,
that's I don't want to end on a downer note. It's good. It's good.
We're not saying it's not good. We're just saying it's just not. I mean, when you get in that rye category, it's hard to find one this low.
But Randy,
good.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You said that you could sip this neat and you'll be good with it. But honestly, you buy this bottle, what's it going to do? It's going to end up in cocktails.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I would only buy it to sip with somebody to introduce them to rye. That would be it. Like I have a lot of people who come over and say they don't like rye, and my options to break them into rye are becoming higher and higher level. And
Yeah.
you haven't had rye before, I don't ever want to off put somebody on the path of rye because I'm showing them some crazy, funky, wild profiles. And I think this is a
Give them a
great
TKO. They'll never go back to this.
right. But again, but a TKO might be too much for him at first. You know, I mean,
It might be.
too much of a shock to the system. So, but yeah,
This-
I mean,
the only thing else I'll add, I
like
think,
Bill-
is this. I would say this is more of a bourbon drinker's rye, because of the barely legalness, as far as more of a brew rye kind of thing to lead into. But
yeah, I mean,
still,
it's a hard thing because like I think of like ryes I share with people, and it's like Pikesville, Rittenhouse rye. I mean,
Rittenhouse.
you know, there's
There's a good
certain ones that are good to share, and it's a good profile, and it's enjoyable, and like I mean, it's sad because this is a great rye. I would love to see this rye with age on it. That's what I would love to see. I would love to see this profile with, you know, age on it, not at a $300 price point, as in
I was gonna say this right here.
throw that one in for everyone.
Yeah, there it is.
What else do you have for?
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
guys, gonna wrap it up.
I think with that, I think we just say, stay spirited.
Stay
See you in the
spirited.
next one.
Hey, Spirit
Yeah,
guys.
thanks, guys.
Take care.
Yes.